Hi everybody, I'm Michael, and I want to talk about books in this video, specifically this book. This is my new book. This is my first book, so I just published it on Amazon a few days ago. This is Stay at Home Detective, and this is my author's proof. That's why it's got that not for resale bar on there. It was not my choice. I did not choose to put a giant bar on my forehead. That is not where I would have put a bar. Yeah, no, that's not where I would have put the bar. You like my posing? That's actually me on the cover, believe it or not. Yep, that's me. So this is a cozy mystery, which basically means it's a mystery, but it doesn't have any gratuitous violence or adult content. It's like the Nancy Drew series. It's generally rated PG or rated 10 and up. So nothing like violent or inappropriate for kids. So, the basic premise of the book is that Ned, that's our main character, Ned Gray. He's named after Nancy Drew's boyfriend, and his ex-girlfriend is Deirdre Simmons, who acts just like Deirdre Shannon. There's a lot of silly Nancy Drew references in this book. I like it. So Ned Gray is a YouTuber. He reviews the Harvey Brothers books on YouTube, and one day he has to quit his job to become the stay-at-home dad. Because his wife just gave birth to a baby, and she's 3 months old, and now he's going to stay at home full time. His old boss is murdered. He has to solve the murder mystery and prove his innocence, and he has to deal with being a stay-at-home dad for the first time. So that's not easy. He has to deal with the snobby moms at the baby daycare and dirty diapers, which is never fun to deal with. So diapers might not be fun to deal with, but this book is fun to deal with. I'm going to leave a link in the description. If you're interested, check it out. Hope you like it. I'm not expecting to become super famous off of this book, but hopefully, some people will read the book and enjoy it. So hopefully this will make people happy. The second thing I wanted to talk about in this video is my YouTube channel. It just reached 40,000 subscribers this past month. So hooray, 40,000 subscribers. I just wanted to mention it. It seems like a pretty good goal to reach. I know that YouTube gives you a special play button if you get 100,000 subscribers, so I'm nowhere near 100,000 subscribers. I'm just at 40,000 right now, but still really awesome. I'm glad people are still subscribing and watching these videos. I had no idea that, people would still be watching this channel when I first started it back in 2007. I thought that my channel was gonna be alive for 1 to 2 years, and then basically it. I thought I'd graduate from college and then never make videos again, and that's not what happened. So thank you to everyone for the support. So I also wanted to talk about books with the Nancy Drew books. So what would I do if I could write a Nancy Drew book? That's a question a lot of people have asked me. I'm probably never going to write a Nancy Drew book. I actually sent the publishers my resume this year, and they sent my resume back to me. They didn't write anything on it. It was just my resume sent back to me, and I'm like, oh no, they hate me. So it's okay. It took them like 9 months to get back to me, so I kind of already expected they weren't gonna hire me. That's sort of why I wrote the book, because I wanted to write a mystery, and I didn't hear back from them for a while, so I'm like, fine, I'm going to write my own book. And I did. So, cool. But I put a lot of thought into what would a Nancy Drew book be if I could write it, and I came up with 3 ideas. 3 ideas that I would have offered to the publishers if they were interested in hiring me. So, number 1, I was thinking about doing a sequel book. So it would have been like Return to Shadow Ranch, where it's basically Nancy goes back to Shadow Ranch and she solves a mystery there. Or, it would be a ranch which is very similar to Shadow Ranch, but the name was changed in case the Nancy Drew owners don't own that Nancy Drew book. I don't know. In any case, I also wanted to do, say, a sequel to Curse of Blackmore Manor. That one one scene more interesting. Nancy goes back to Blackmore Manor. She meets Jane Penvillin, who's all grown up and is, you know, like an older teenager now. Jane has inherited the house now, and she's scared because the curse has reawoken, and so the curse has reared its ugly head, and Nancy has to go there and solve it. I wanted to do a lot of exploration in that book, if I could. You know, that's what I would do. The Nancy Drew book that's being made into the movie is The Hidden Staircase. I think that's the name of it. So Nancy Drew #2. That has a lot of secret passageway exploration. I think like 2 to 3 chapters, and then Nancy's flashlight goes out when she's underneath the house, and it's really scary. She actually falls down a hidden flight of stairs too and hurts her head. So it's a really interesting book. Lots of you know, exploration there. There's not much happening because obviously she's alone exploring hidden passageways. Nobody else is there, but it's still very exciting. So I was going to try to capture that sense of exploring and having fun, which is in, you know, some of the original Nancy Drew books and in the video game Curse of Blackmore Manor, because that's what I like most about the game. So idea number 2 I had was, this is going to sound silly, but the TV series Fuller House, they kind of referenced that in one of the newer Nancy Drew books, and so I wanted to go with that reference. I wanted a book which takes place on the set of Fuller House, so I would call it Nancy Drew in the sitcom Sabotage. They didn't call it Fuller House, they called it Packed House, but it was Fuller House. So basically, you know, I'd say there's sabotage on the set. Nancy goes there, and she has to solve the sabotage. The current Nancy Drew series is all about sabotage. Like 75% of the books have all been about sabotage. They've been sabotage mysteries. So it would work perfectly with the series. It would be cool meeting all these various characters who are, you know, based on the TV show characters. And I'm sure we could have a crazy plot twist where one of the actors is totally different from the character they play. Mm-hmm. So number three, my third idea for a Nancy Drew book is the fact that in this current series, the Nancy Drew Diaries, Nancy's officially a high schooler. She's a teenager who's in high school. This has been referenced in a number of the books. And so I thought, why not have a mystery that takes place in high school? That seems like it could be interesting. Let's have a mystery which takes place in River Heights High. So I was thinking somebody stole the answers to the SATs. That's what I would go with. Somebody stole, like, the answers to some big important test, and we have to figure out who did it. So our suspects are the people who were in detention at the time, and say there are 5 or 6 people in detention. One of them can be Nancy's friend Bess, or Nancy's friend George. You know, one of them could be Nancy's friend, so she has a really strong motivation to solve a mystery. Another one could be Deirdre Shannon. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing her in the Nancy Drew series again. She hasn't been seen since 2013, so, you know, I kind of wish they'd bring her back. They could also have Mr. September. I would definitely put Mr. September in a Nancy Drew book. I'm just saying, I think that would be a great idea. And I don't know who the other characters could be. I didn't really think that far ahead, besides, you know, we've got 5 or so suspects, they were all in detention, and Nancy Drew needs to solve the mystery. So, that's everything I have to say. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little Arglefumph talk video.